City, your breakaway leaders over in League One, but what's gone wrong with Pompey? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back with you on our prediction show today. We take a look at match day number 37 out in League One, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button here, bang up to date with all things League One related, Blackpool Rovers related, world football related here. Under Walruski, that's right, boys and girls. Hull City keep on keeping on, and of course, change of manager now over at Portsmouth. As of course, Jacket. Your jacket is off because Jacket is off as he's made surplus to requirements over at Fratton Park. We'll take a look at all of that in just a second. Of course, a big shout out to the VIP Banner Brothers. That is the old patrons. I do appreciate the support right here, right now. Thank you very, very much for your continued support. But anyway, let's jump in the deep end and have a little look at it. Of course, my picks, your picks, and all that kind of stuff as we get ready for the next round of matches, which all kick off tomorrow. I'm a little bit late, but I've been busy, been trying to get myself refreshed. But anyway, I'm a bit tired this morning, so let's grind on. Keep on grinding on. Here we bloody go. Let's take a look at, of course, the matches that did take place this past weekend. Of course, kicking off with Swindon up against Gillingham. And it was a 3-1 win for Swindon. That's right, Van Den Oliver with a couple of goals there, and Carl Dempsey giving Gillingham the W. I show them the 0-0 draw. I was wrong, absolutely wrong. Meanwhile, Blackpool against Fleetwood. That was also a 0-0 draw for in the real world. Actually, one with a 2-1 win for Blackpool, who were moving the chains. They were slowly climbing the table. But of course, not this time around. Meanwhile, Joey Barton's boys also got themselves a draw as well. Another 0-0 here. Fascinating start to League One. Just a couple of goalless draws there. Meanwhile, kicking on further, Charlton against Shrewsbury was another draw, but this one did have goals. It was 1-1 in the bloody end. Goals from Charlton, kind of washed on Scottish Sean Goss as well, giving Shrewsbury a share of the spoils. Meanwhile, Burton just keep on bloody moving, don't they? 3-0 away day win over Crewe. Pickering, of course, captaining those bad boys these days. Goals for Burton. Kane Hemmings with a hat-trick. Absolutely tremendous revival for Burton as they climb the bloody table. They look absolutely safe as houses at the moment. 7 points clear of the drop at the moment. Being with Doncaster also go back to winning ways, I think. Yes, no, they didn't. They drew. Bloody hell. Another 0-0 draw. Goodness gracious me. 0-0 in the end. I thought they won it. Unfortunately not. Meanwhile, Hull did keep on winning. 2-0 win over Oxford High Flyers. Oxford. Kane Lewis Potter on the score sheet, giving them the W to move 6 points clear at the top. That's of the top 2. Of course, that's an extra point over the top 3. So they're looking good at the moment for return to the championship. But they have played a lot more games. We'll see about that. So I actually went with a 3-0 win for Hull, so not too much surprise there. Ipswich Town also got another win under Cook, of course. Cook's boys moves them into the top 6. 1-0 in the end, 2-1 for me. So good win for Cookie's boys. Troy Parrott on the score sheet for Ipswich Town, of course, giving them a double. Lincoln lost, though, to Rochdale. It was a bit of a shocker, really. They fall down to the top 3. Goal scorers on the day. Lincoln City, where are you? 2-1 winners for Rochdale. Of course, Oliver Rathbone. I think he was linked for Rovers for a couple of times as well. Stephen Humphries as well. Morgan Rogers getting the goal for Lincoln, but unfortunately too little too late. MK Dons, what happened with that one? They did beat Accrington Stanley 5-goal thriller, 3-2 in the end for MK Bloody Dons. Cameron Jerome with a couple of goals there. Matt O'Reilly as well. Dean Charles and Andrew Sermon, big fat OG, giving Accrington the defeat. The win for MK Dons moves up to 15. Accrington down to 10th now. We'll take a look at all that. Of course, Peterborough against Portsmouth was postponed, so no games, but they were in action. Portsmouth in the old whatever it is, Papa John's Trophy, whatever they want to call it. I think they lost as well, and of course Wigan Sunderland also was postponed. So in the end, I got myself 4 out of 10, which is okay, not brilliant. But here's the table as it stands. Hull City lead the charge, 6 points clear over Peterborough, who are 1 point clear over Lincoln. Peterborough have 3 games in hand on Hull, so they can close in on gap. So it's kind of like a false storm, really. Same can be said for a lot of the chasing pack. Hull City have played the most games in the division as a whole. As for the foot of the table, Wimbledon, Swindon Town, Rochdale and Wigan going down as it stands. But it's still very, very tight. Of course, the likes of Bristol, Rovers and Northampton Town still in the discussion. Burton keep on keeping on. So keep it on moving. Let's take a look at, of course, how you guys got on. Let's get into it then, shall we? Here we bloody well go. 0-3 the Shipfish game, 4-7, just like me. Shipfish Club 8+. You're in the top bins, lads. Here we go. Gaming Charlie did really shit for himself. Of course, Jojo did that all right. Well done to you, of course. Chris Hayne did all right. Of course, Jonathan Sandham did shite. Russell Frost, well played. Of course, Phineas 77 did poop. SDFCJ also did shocker. Ultra Omer, absolute nightmare. Omar Esquivel also did all right for himself. Well played to you, of course. Oliver Army did bits of poop. And Ron also did shite. LMC, you know me. He did absolutely good as well. Leeds 2021, shocker. Fizzlong did all right. Okay, didn't do okay. Ivan Stringer also did shite. JSP50, you're great. You did okay. Of course, Forever Football PUFC also did poop. Jamie Gold did shite as well. Cody Go, well played to you, of course, fair play. Of course, Jan Buster did bits of shite. Shepard also did it all right, well done. Of course, and Jakob Jackson did poop, but it's okay. Kicking on forward, take a look at the table as it stands while it comes on in. I'll sip my brew. I had a shocker. Don't even look at it, brother. If your name's Omar Esquivel, though, you are the king. The Mexican sniper reigns supreme for this week and this week alone at Matchday number 36 out in League One. Of course, then they're chasing back a whole supportive cast there of Shepard, Russell Frost, Olajiojo, Vincent Hungs in there, James BTFC, Cody Go, and Chris Hayne. But what about the overall leader? Of course, Russell Frost is your main daddy on this one, I think. And he still is by 1 point over Joachim Jakobsen. And Frosty did gain an extra point on Joachim this week, or Joachim. So he might have extended that lead a little bit further. STSC Jenga's also in the hunt, but he had a bit of a shit one as well. So yeah, all goes on to the next one, which is right here, right now. Now this is a bit of a catch-up week. A lot of these games were supposed to take place weeks gone by, and this is the final week before the international break. I don't know. I don't think that really affects this division. It's just the other divisions, the top divisions that it will affect. But anyway, let's get into it. Of course, take a look at, of course, Blackpool taking on Burton. Of course, the Battle of the Bees. Let's get into this one then. So of course, they played each other the last 6. 2 for Blackpool, 3 for Burton, 1 draw. Last round at Bluefield Rose, a 3-0 win for Blackpool. Back in, of course, November 2018. Goal scorers on the day. Armand Jean Delay on the score sheet, Jordan Thompson, and of course Joseph Dodo get the goal for Blackpool. They also played each other this season in Burton as a 2-1 win for Blackpool. That was back in October 2020. Jerry Yates with a couple of goals there, and Daniel Gratar, some of the big fat OG. Burton, though, have actually won their last 6 away matches in League One. Blackpool have actually drawn their last 3 at home. Keep the clean sheet in 5 of the last 7 matches as well. They're coming to this, though, unbeaten in the last 6. That's Blackpool, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws. Meanwhile, 6 on the spin for Burton. They look absolutely incredible right now. Where was this form earlier in the season? Look at the bookies odds on this one, 11-10 on for Blackpool. 16-5 is your Burton, 5-2 is your bloody draw. A win for Blackpool in 12th. They could go as high as 9th. With Burton in 18th, they could go as high as 17th. Slowly but surely move the change. I'm going to go with Burton on this one, sticking with the boys. Jimmy Floyd's got them moving in the right direction. Keeping it on, boys. Next up, we have MK Dons taking, of course, Plymouth. These two middle-of-the-road teams trying to get themselves a last push, late push for the top 6, perhaps. Anyway, last 5. 1 win for Milton Keynes, 4 for Plymouth, and no draws. Last round at Stadium MK was a 1-0 win for Plymouth. Back in, of course, League One. Back in Boxing Day 2017. Gary Sawyer on the score sheet as well. That was a 1-0 win. Also, last round at this season, back in, of course, in Plymouth, was a 1-0 win for Plymouth as well. So, back-to-back wins for Plymouth heading into this. Can they make it a 3-peat? Plymouth, though, have actually lost their last 4 matches in League One, failing to score in 5 of the last 7 as well. They come into this 4 defeats on the spin, just 1 win and 6. That 1 win was against Lincoln City, just 1 win and 6 also for MK Dons. That 1 win was against Accrington, bloody Stanley. Look at the bookies odds on this one, shall we? What do we have on this one? MK 20-19 on. They are the favourites, 23-10 is your draw. 16-5 is, of course, your Plymouth. Plymouth come into this, of course, in 16th, but a win for them. They could actually go as high as 13th, whereas MK Dons are 15th, but a win for them. They could also go as high as 13th as well. Airtight. This one I'm going to go with MK Dons, though, with a 2-1 win to take the 3 points. Next up, though, Fleetwood Town up against Ipswich Town at the Battle of the Town. The Townies played each other twice in recent reckoning, of course, 1 win apiece, including a 1 win last round for Ipswich back in Fleetwood Town, back in, of course, October 2019. That was last season. Caden Jackson on the score sheet. James Wilson got himself sent off. They also played each other this season at Portman Rose, a 1-0 win for Fleetwood. Ched Evans on the score sheet for Fleetwood now on the books at Preston, of course. Fleetwood, though, keeping a clean sheet in the last 3 matches, and they're also defeated in the last 6 at home. Coming into this, they're pretty kind of identical form here. Just 1 defeat about 6 games for Ipswich. That was against Gillingham. Meanwhile, just 1 win in 3, if you want to look at it that way. Meanwhile, Fleetwood unbeaten in the last 5, picking up 3 wins and 2 draws to boot. Bookies odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this one? Fleetwood coming into sort of 64 for the victory. 11-5 is your 2-1 is your Ipswich. Ipswich coming into this, of course, high, flying into 6th. A win for them, they could go 5th. As for Fleetwood, they're down to 14th, but a win for them, they could go up to 9th with a bit of a goal swing. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Ipswich Town on this one. Take 3 points again. The Cookies boys keep on believing. Charlton, though, taking, of course, Barton's boys, Bristol Rovers. Let's have a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, played each other last 6-4 wins to Charlton, nothing for Bristol Rovers, 2 draws last time around. The Valley, of course, was back in, of course, November 2018. 3-1 for Charlton. Jamie Ward, Joe Adibo, and Colin Grant on the score sheet. Joe Martin getting the goal for Bristol Rovers. They also played each other this season back in, of course, Bristol. That was back in January, a 1-0 win for Charlton. Heading into this, Bristol Rovers actually failed to score in 6 of the last 7 away matches in League One. They've also, Charlton have actually won their last 3 home matches against Bristol Rovers in all comps. Coming into this, Barton's boys unbeaten in 2, picking up a win and a draw to boot. Meanwhile, 2 wins and 2 draws make Charlton unbeaten in the last 4. Look at the bookies' odds on this one then, shall we? Got Charlton 11-10 on for the victory, 5-2 is your draw, 16-5 is your Bristol Rovers. Bristol Rovers coming to this in 19th, but a win for them. We could close it in on 18th. Charlton at 8th, and a win for them. They could go top 6, boys, top 6. 2-1 win for Charlton gets them the 3 points. Can they do the rest and get into the top 6? Next up, we have Wimbledon up against Wigan in the battle of the W's, of course. Played each other the last 3, 1 win apiece, and 1 draw. Last time around at Wimbledon was a 4-0 win for Wigan back in, of course, December 2017. Nick Powell with a goal. Jacobs, Max Powell, and Ivan Toney on the score sheet for Wigan, of course. The majority, if not all of those players are no longer there. Of course, last time around, though, at the DW was a 3-2 win for Wimbledon, of course, back in, of course, February 2021. That was just a couple of weeks ago. Jack Radoni, Joe Piggott with a couple of goals as well. Curtis Tilts, Jamie Proctor on score sheet for Wigan. Wimbledon have actually lost the 7 last 8 home matches in League One. They come into this, though, just 1 defeat past 4. That 1 defeat was against Burton, of course. The other 3 were draws. Meanwhile, back-to-back wins for Wigan. Back-to-back clean sheets to boot, to have them believing that they might keep themselves in this division after all, with the wins over Keynes and bloody Plymouth. A look at the bookies' odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this one? Wimbledon 30-10 for the victory, 9-4 issue. Wimbledon 9-4 is also the draw. Wimbledon are down in, of course, 24th, but a win for them. They could actually go out the drop zone up to as high as 19th, whereas Wigan are in 21st. A win for them, they could also go as high as 19th in the table. Going to go with Wigan on this one, 2-0 win, making 3 wins on the spin. Next up, we have Lincoln City up against Gillingham. Let's take a look at this one then. Played each other the last 6-3 for Lincoln, 2 for Gillingham, 1 draw last time around. Lincoln was a 0-0 draw back in, of course, February 2020. Was a red card. Teo Eden got himself sent off. They also played each other this season at Priestfields, 3-0 for Lincoln City. Conor McRandall's, George Grant, and Tom Hooper on score sheet for Lincoln, giving them the W. Yeah. Heading into this, just 1 defeat the past 5 games for Gillingham, losing to Fleetwood Town a couple of games back. Meanwhile, just 1 win in 6 for Lincoln. That was against Crewe. A bit of a wobbly patch at the moment for Lincoln. Look at the bookies' odds. 11-10 on for Lincoln. Of course, 12-5 is your draw. 10-3 is your Gillingham. Of course, Lincoln are your stone cold favourites. They come to this in 3rd. A win for them. They could go 2nd. As for Gillingham, they're all the way down to 11th. But a win for them, they could go 7th. And guess what? They're right back in the hunt for the playoffs. Going to go with a 2-1 for Lincoln City on this one to upset the apple. Not upset. Get back to winning ways. And of course, put the pressure on Gillingham to keep their dream alive. Next up, we have Oxford United up against Doncaster, your Rovers. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played for the last 6, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws last time around at the Kazan. Was a 3-0 win for Oxford back in, of course, October 2019. James Henry, Cameron Brannigan on the score sheet. Henry got a brace. However, they also played each other this season at the Keep Moat back in Doncaster. John Taylor, Federic Gaberi, and Taylor Richards on the score sheet. Sam Long and Olassam Bindi Shadibo on the score sheet for Oxford. A 5-goal thriller back in, of course, February. Oxford, though, keeping a clean sheet in 6 of the last 8 home matches. Doncaster actually lost the last 4 on the road. Oxford, though, failing to score in 5 of the last 7 matches in League One. They come into this, though, just 1 win in 5. Well, actually, 1 win in 6 for Oxford. That was against Swindon. However, just 1 defeat in 5 as well, drawing too many. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat in the past 4 for Doncaster. The 1 defeat was against Crewe, picking up wins against Portsmouth, Plymouth, and draws against Northampton. Look at the bookies' odds. And that's what Oxford coming into this one, 23-20 for the victory. 12-5 is draw. 12-5 is also your away win. Doncaster currently sitting 5th, and a win for them. They could close in on 4th. Oxford down to 9th now, but a win for them. They could go top 7. Tight this one, but I'm going to go with Oxford at home, 2-0 to take the 3 points. Next up, we have Peterborough against Portsmouth, or do we? We might do. Anyway, the players of the last 6, 3 for Peterborough, 2 for Portsmouth, 1 draw last time around at Peterborough. Was a 5-1 win in the Papatrons Trophy back in, of course, January. They also played each other this season at Fratton Park. It was a 2-0 win for Portsmouth back in the day. Jack Watmore, Tom Naylor as well. But the last time they played each other in the league at Peterborough was 2-0 win for Peterborough back in, of course, March 2020. So Portsmouth are winning just once at the past 5 occasions between the two sides. Of course, heading into so Pompey. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Pompey conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3, also losing the last 3 matches as well. They come to this, of course, new manager bounce potentially, or at least a caretaker anyway, without a win in 4. The last win was against Oxford. Meanwhile, Peterborough without a win in 3, back-to-back defeats for them, losing to Burton, losing to Hull as well. There could be a rough patch for them as well. Heading into this one, of course, bookies' odds. on this one. Peterborough 65 for the victory, 52 is your Portsmouth, 94 is the draw. Win for Portsmouth in 7th. They could actually go back into the top 6, into 6th. As for Peterborough in 2nd, they can close in on 1st. If they get 2nd, they'll remain. If they win, they'll remain in 2nd, of course. 2-0 win for me, for Peterborough. Of course, Portsmouth are rocked by that recent dismissal. Next up, and finally, should we say, of course, Accrington taking, of course, Sunderland. Let's take a look at this one, shall we? Of course, played each other last 5, 3 for Sunderland, none for Accrington, 2 draws last round. In Accrington was a 3-1 win for Sunderland back in, of course, September 2019. Lyndon Gooch, Aidan McGeady, and Mark McNulty on score sheet. Jordan Clark getting a goal for Accrington. Of course, Sunderland have actually won 6 of the last 7 away matches, or 6 of the last 7 matches in League One. They've also kept a clean sheet 5 of the last 6 matches as well. They come into this 4 wins on the spin, just for Sunderland, beating Swindon, Rochdale, Portsmouth, and Tranmere, not conceding a goal in those 4 wins as well. As for Accrington, just 1 win and 6, beating Swindon a couple of games back. They're actually on a ropey-dopey form at the moment. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? We've got Accrington Stanley 5-2 for the victory, 21-20 is your Sunderland, 12-5 is your draw. Sunderland sitting in 4th and a win for them. They could go 2nd. Oh yes, Accrington Stanley in 10th and a win for them. They could go 7th and again get their playoffs season back on track. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Sunderland, another clean sheet, another 3 points, and guess what? They move the bloody chains. And then that, my friends, will complete my picks, and if I'm right, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Peterborough will be still into 2nd with 65 points, 1 point clear over Lincoln City. Sunderland keep up the heat as well. Ipswich go to the top 5, and Doncaster drop down to 6. As for the foot of the table, Wimbledon, Swindon, Rochdale, and Northampton are going down. But of course, it is the story of the day. Really is how tight it is still. For that playoff races, where I'd still think at the moment it's awkward because of the amount of games a lot of teams have to play. You can still count in Blackpool, I would think. Maybe, if Shrewsbury were to win 2 games, that'll put them up to 48 points. I don't know. It's anybody's guess, really. I'd say realistically, the top 12 are definitely in the hunt still for playoffs. It's still a long way to go, but games, if they all were on the same amount of games, it would still be very, very tight. But there isn't. There's a lot of teams Neil played like Doncaster got 3 games in hand on Hull. Oxford got 2 games in hand on Charlton. Sunderland and Ipswich could easily gain some more strategy or at least more points in that race for top 6. It's very, very tight. Anyway, that's what I think of horse. Be sure to get your own picks in, of course, nice and early, because we are going to get the games take place within the hours, less than 24 hours, I suspect. So make sure you get them in nice and early for that one. And again, we'll do it all again very, very soon. But until then, be sure to be switched on and give the old video a loving. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitch. And again, if you want to support chat another way, you could become the latest member of the Patreon gang. Check it all out. Links down below. Till then, I'm out.